Many years later, the zone had changed. The roads to Krasno had long been swallowed by time, erased by overgrowth, fog, and silence. The once known paths of soldiers, refugees, and convoys had faded, swallowed whole by the storm fate dead them. No one ever found Denisovich's buses, only old suitcases. Melted pavement. A scorched watch buried under moss. Some said the zone itself had claimed them, not in anger, but to protect its secrets. In the years that followed, Lyubech's outskirts remained quiet, abandoned. Mutants roamed freely. Anomalies shifted unchecked. The world had moved on except for those who could not. Menwo called themselves stalkers came. They came chasing rumors of fortune, of rare artifacts that could buy them a new life, of zones that whispered secrets older than mankind. Some were broken, some blinded by greed. Others were desperate, hunted by pasts they couldn't outrun. Among them was Artemiy Zorin. Zorin, once a Soviet military cook turned smuggler, had seen too much. Too many broken comrades, too many dead ends. On a cold morning, he wandered northeast of Lyubech, intending to vanish into the fog. His gear was half rusted, his boots worn thin, his soul barely holding on. But then he saw it, a crooked sign, eaten by rust. A collapsed house near the ruins of a long-forgotten village. The roof had caved in, moss grew through the floor tiles. But it was dry, defensible, and most importantly silent. He stepped inside, rifle low, and heard breathing, raspy, weak, fragile, tucked. Behind a shelf of rotted canned peas lay a man wrapped in a torn blanket, skin gray with cold, clutching a leather-bound notebook like it held his soul. Field notes, hand-drawn maps, warnings, observations. It was Gleb. Zorin said nothing. He just knelt beside him and lit a fire. He boiled water, shared his last packet of condensed soup, covered Gleb with his coat and waited, watching the man breathe shallow but steady. That night, the wind went still, no dogs, no whispering anomalies. Not even the birds called. The zone was watching. By dawn, Gleb opened one eye and rasped. The road split near Mukruha. Don't take the left, it loops. He passed out again. Zorin laughed dryly. So you're real. Later that evening, while Zorin reinforced the walls with planks scavenged from a nearby barn, something stirred in the tree line. Branches cracked. Breath caught. A figure stumbled through the mist. It was Arsene, a black market runner fleeing from a double cross near Mukruha. Bloodied, empty-handed, eyes hollow, he expected a trap. Instead, he found Firelight Zorin raised his rifle but didn't shoot. Another lost one. Arsene collapsed beside the wall and didn't speak for an hour. When he finally did, all he said was, "This place, it's quiet. I'll trade you silence for shelter." Zorin handed him a blanket. "Welcome to whatever this is." In the days that followed, they came one by one. Zhexou, a wandering tailor, carrying spools of fabric and gear straps, offered to patch armor in exchange for food. Kolya Tesla, an eccentric inventor muttering to himself, looking for a place to build his zone-resistant battery system. Morozov, pale and silent, always near the kitchen. Never explained how he survived alone, never needed to. Nikoporenko. And his man, a former officer, disillusioned, quiet, but always alert, offered to guard him in exchange of settlement and food. Crossbow, a trader and gunsmith missing 2 fingers. His skills made up for it. Intern Petya, the doctor that only survivor of a vanished science expedition. Carried notes no one could read, eyes that had seen too much. Sergei the smuggler, who lost everything in a mutant raid. Wandered the zone looking for death, but found Zorin instead. Frol, technician from the Gourmet village. Each one had heard something. A rumor, a whisper, a direction in a dream. They hadn't come looking for Gourmet. They had come because the zone had shown them where to go. The village's born Zorin didn't name the place. The others did. They called it Gourmet. After the man who fed them when no one else would. After the fire that never went out. After the store that became a sanctuary, he offered them provisions, a place to rest. No promises, but then the stalkers began to stay. They repaired walls, dug trenches, reinforced doors, hung lanterns filled with anomaly reactive paste, shared maps, told stories, and soon, Gourmet became more than a camp. It became a legend, a place where stalkers could regroup, trade, heal, and breathe. Outside, the zone still whispered, but inside for the first time in years, there was peace. By the third week, Gleb was strong enough to walk on his own. His color had returned. He spoke little, but every word was careful, measured, as if weighed against memory. Zorin tried to convince him to stay. "We've built something here. It's safe. You made it safe, whether you meant to or not." But Gleb only smiled faintly. That night, he was gone. No goodbyes. No sound. Only the quiet hush of boots and morning mist inside the old grocery store near the fireplace Zorin found. A worn notebook page, folded twice and pinned beneath a sharpened nail. It read, "The zone is not what you think it is. It's not broken. It's not angry. It's remembering. It remembers the pain they brought, the drills, the fire, the lies, the ones who fed it blood and called it science. The zone didn't become like this. It was made to be. Now it watches. And when we step inside, it watches us. The anomalies shift because they are not traps. They are responses. Each death teaches it something new. Each artifact is a scar turned inward. Some think it's a place. Some think it's a punishment. But I think it's a mirror, a reflection of what we've done. Don't let your safe haven turn into another scar. Help those who pass through. Warn them, teach them. But never believe you're in control here. Because one day, it might remember your name too." Zorin held the page in silence. Outside, the zone breathed, and far away, somewhere past the river and the rotted pylons, a faint echo whispered through the fog. The ghost in the north. In the weeks following Gleb's quiet disappearance, strange stories began to spread like wildfire among stalkers passing through Gourmet. A rookie swore he saw a humanoid creature in a tattered black robe walking calmly through a field of gravitational anomalies near the abandoned treatment plant, untouched, as if the zone itself bent away from his presence. The rookie called out. No response. Just the silhouette fading into the rising fog. Another account came from a merc sniper stationed at the old abandoned base of Zhexou, who claimed that at sunrise, painted in blood-red light, he spotted a lone robed figure picking through a nest of chitin-plated Verliak. The man didn't run, didn't hide. He stood motionless, spoke words the merc couldn't make out, and the creatures backed away. Dead sawmill. A wounded scavenger stumbled into camp with a cracked radio and trembling hands. He held me, he kept saying. Didn't speak, just looked at me, like he already knew what was wrong. And perhaps the most chilling tale, a group of 5 stalkers were exploring the sunken rail depot beyond Lyubech's East Marsh. None of them were ever seen again, except one. The survivor was found days later by a Sparta patrol, barefoot and blood-soaked, staggering and shocked. His only words were, "We weren't alone. He was there. In the dark, watching. He warned us. We didn't listen." When they asked him who, he whispered one name, Gleb. Chapter 7. The Gathering at Gourmet. Months passed. The zone breathed in silence, and Gourmet began to breathe with it. Word spread fast. There's a place where stalkers don't shoot each other on sight. A place where you can rest, trade, and plan your next move. Soon, more and more stalkers found themselves drifting toward the northeastern edge of Lyubech Outskirts, toward the ruins of a village long forgotten by official maps, but whispered across radio static as Gourmet. Every week, more boots kicked up the dust at the gates. Veterans arrived carrying artifacts container, asking only for ammo and batteries. Rookies came in pairs, wide-eyed and hungry, desperate to trade scrap for half a loaf of bread. Courier teams dropped crates of filtered water and anti-rad meds. A barter economy bloomed under flickering gas lamps and repurposed store signs. Inside the settlement, it became a ritual. Stalkers leaning against broken concrete barriers, sharing tips, rumors, or just watching the fire. One spoke of a new anomaly field growing in the west that could melt metal from 30 meters. Another whispered of a zone rift in Vesuvius, still humming in the nights, an ancient volcanic region where the ground itself trembled and groaned like something beneath was stirring. Some even claimed the volcano hadn't been dormant since the Cold War. Instead, they said, it was kept in check by something artificial or something forgotten. It's not a crater, one stalker said. It's a scar. The heat from below isn't lava, another whispered. It's memory, burning back up. And all of them, eventually, asked, did you hear what happened to Gleb? But life kept moving. Zhexou, the quiet tailor, opened a small shed beside the broken market wall where he patched armor, reattached straps, and repaired everything from gas masks to exosuit lining. Arzin, slick and sharp-eyed, began dealing black market goods. From a locked cabinet beneath the old cash register, rare ammo, modified detectors, even pre-war morphine. Crossbow, once a bandit, now made weapons for everyone. His workbench always had 3 rifles being tuned and 1 client trying to haggle. Intern Petya, scarred by the trauma of being the sole survivor of a vanished science team, slowly began treating wounded stalkers again. Quiet, skittish, but dedicated. And then there was Sergei the smuggler. Once a broken man who had lost everything to mutant raids, he now managed the storage shed at Gourmet with the calm precision of a surgeon. Quiet and withdrawn, Sergei rarely spoke, but when he did, his words carried weight. He was the link between stalkers and the outside world, using a vast web of hidden routes and whispered contacts to move goods across the zone. Whether it was rare ammo, medical supplies, or forbidden tech, if a stalker needed it, Sergei could get it. His motto, spoken with a half-smile and tired eyes, if it exists, it moves. If it moves, I can find it.